So, one of the major things, what I've seen in this whole regenerative journey is you can't just have one product, and vegetables I'm talking is one product. Even though I grow 30 different varieties of vegetables, it's one product. So you got to have vegetables, bees, compost, beef, pork, eggs. It all talks to each other and works together. And like nature is just it's not one monoculture. Everything's working in harmony together, and that's kind of what we want to emulate in our farming practices.
That's amazing. So what's an exclusion area?
So we've just done a little bonox fence here, and this is to protect our small mammals.
Okay.
So, in here we've also planted the trees, but no big mammals go through here. And it's a very interesting, talking point, because you'll see these areas the grass is oxidizing. It's grown over and it's oxidizing. But it does provide a lot of refuge for ground birds, ground squirrels, mongoose, rabbits. They can all get in there, and the jackal can't get in there.
Amazing. And then I guess it's also a habitat away from your food gardens.
For sure. The way we're planting here is 100% organic. We create all our own worm teas, fertilizers, compost, all that sort of stuff. And when we plant with drip irrigation, and we mulch grass we've baled off a farm. We've got other lands, old Regenerative lands, which we have also found in our method of running cattle is not really beneficial, or as beneficial as your standing natural grasses. So we've repurposed it into mulch, and what this does, you can see already this part of the soil here is very dry, and this which has been exposed. If we come here, under the mulch, it's holding together, it's holding all its moisture. And then the other thing it does is it deters all the weeds. Like if I had to go and buy and compost, I wouldn't make a cent. So I have to create all that compost myself, and that's where luckily we did this in roundabout circles. We started with the livestock, and then we saw that the value in the veg. So we already had that livestock and producing all that manure, and so that's kind of how we've been able to produce this veg at a really low cost. With munching mongoose, that what I really enjoy is, because one thing is I don't believe in here is plastic and packaging and that sort of thing. And munching mongoose, and you guys, you just take my stuff as it is. I'll tie it with baling twine, and that's great.
That's actually how we want it.
That's how you want it. Whereas I take it to anyone else, they're like, oh no, we want it in a airtight plastic bag or something like that, and which I don't really want to offer here.
I think also what makes it hugely attractive for us, beyond the fact that you are got these incredible organic principles, and that you're farming with permaculture principles, and you've got this beautiful farm, is that you're around the corner from us. That's a major sort of benefit. One of our sort of underpinning principles is local. And it's amazing that we're able to work with you, and you're like a few Ks away from us.
No, it's amazing, because you're actually the only customer I do delivery for.
Okay, because of the proximity.
Because you're so close, yeah.
Cool.
In regards to pests, one, we do heavy rotations. So when we get a crop where we've seen has been infested with pests, we'll plant in a crop afterwards to counter that pest. So, for example, with cabbages, we don't really have a problem with aphids in the summertime. I don't know why, but they're a wintertime pest. And after aphids, we'll go in with garlic, onions, really try and flush them out, get them out. So this year I was able to get, seeds of lots of weird and wonderful things from Europe. And the purpose of that is I've got 15 different varieties of tomatoes planted. Different squashes, paddy pans, pumpkins, all these different things, and I'll keep that seed. I'm developing quite a big seed bank, and then what I've also found, with my maize, I start planting my different mazes together, and I get, I've got a red butcher corn planted and a black corn, and
amazing. It's a bit of a balancing act with customers in giving them the necessary variety at the same time, sort of educating on seasonality, and that in
Sure,
certain
yeah.
seasons you're going to be limited, or there, you know.
No, exactly,
But
yeah.
the more we can innovate,
Yeah.
and the more that we can provide variety and novelty, then that's incredible.
For sure, yeah. Like, yeah, one of the things I'm doing is I'm deforesting all the invasive species, you know. So I get firewood out of that, you know. I make biochar out of that, which goes back into the garden, you know. Then, plus I'm rehabilitating all my faults, putting more water into the ground, you know. So it's a whole system, you know, by one action. Every time you have to move the whole herd up to the crush, it breaks their cycle immensely.
Okay.
You know, they wake up in the morning, they get their first move of the day, you know, and they're into fresh pasture, and then like
They're just
then
doing
the
their
cycle
natural
goes.
thing.
But as soon as you like now wake them up first thing in the morning, take them back to the crush where, you know, they don't have food for a few hours, it really messes with their cycle. Get a load of crickets that come through and ruin my crop. It's fine because then I've got food for my pigs. So
Yeah.
I'll cut it up, you know, mix it. I've got some expired peanut butter now, so I'll mix that in with the veg and they go crazy.
They love it.
Yeah.
Takes the pressure off a bit in a way.
Yeah.